We're talking about Mass Effect again. Really? Yeah, obviously. If you like Mass Effect, you're in the right place. Hence why you should subscribe before I have even said anything of substance. Please, you need to feed my obsession and narcissism. We have some reports by way of the master of leaks and information himself, Jeffrey Albus Grubb. I don't think his middle name is actually Albus, but it flowed very nicely in that sentence, I think. BioWare is reportedly considering using Unreal Engine for the next entry in the Mass Effect franchise. Publisher Electronic Arts and developer BioWare are seriously considering using Unreal Engine for the next game in the Mass Effect series. This information primarily comes from an EA job listing for a technical director for Mass Effect 5. The post says the publisher is looking for candidates who have experience with Unreal Engine or higher. I've confirmed through multiple sources that this is because everything is on the table when it comes to tech for a new Mass Effect, and that includes potentially replacing EA's in-house Frostbite engine with Unreal. We can also head on over to that linked job posting ourselves here, and if you go to the description, it'll be linked there as well. You can see what Jeff Grubb is referring to. The job itself is specifically for the next Mass Effect game. It says, what the franchise technical director will do at BioWare. You will be the most senior engineering lead on the next installment in BioWare's acclaimed Mass Effect franchise, and a contributing leader to BioWare studio strategy. You will partner with other disciplines to build technology and the programming team to deliver amazing player experiences. And then right underneath, again, as Jeff noted, if you read the requirements, you can see it plain as day. Requirements: experience developing, debugging, and optimizing AAA multiplayer games on PC or console, hands-on experience with multiple game domains, AI rendering tools, online animation, and I could skip the rest here, but the most important part at the end here is experience with Unreal Engine 4 Plus is an asset. I do have concerns as to whether BioWare can deliver a Mass Effect game with the same level of quality and greatness of the trilogy, as there's been a lot of departures and staff changes over the past few years. The BioWare that made KOTOR, Jade Empire, Dragon Age Origins, the original Mass Effect games, is not the same BioWare that exists today, and that's okay. Things change and people move on, but I have concerns about the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles because of that. Based on their last few releases, of course, this is not a studio that is batting 1,000. For me, I really can't overstate how, if they do go with Unreal Engine for the next Mass Effect, how much a lot of my concerns about the next entry will be alleviated. Of course, that doesn't guarantee the next entry in the series is going to be great because they used Unreal Engine, but I can say, having played Andromeda again just this past year, it's really hard not to compare the trilogy to Andromeda and feel like something is off with Andromeda. Frostbite is an engine that, at least in my opinion, does allow for the creation of gorgeous environments, but as far as Andromeda goes, it really handicapped BioWare for the majority of development and limited their ability to increase the level of visual fidelity and animation quality, something that Jeff Grubb notes here. BioWare built the first 3 Mass Effect games on Unreal, which is a bundle of tools that devs can license from Epic Games to put together new games. For Mass Effect Andromeda, BioWare switched to EA's Frostbite, which developer DICE originally created for its Battlefield shooters. But Mass Effect, and BioWare's follow-up Anthem, lost something in the transition from Unreal to Frostbite, and that was apparent in the elements like ambient world animation, where a nightclub in the original Mass Effect would have dozens of characters dancing. Anthem's characters would remain motionless and still until you approach them. And that is something I can attest to, at least with Andromeda. The animation quality is inconsistent across the board, and there's even weird instances of just stutters and stops in certain areas as well. An engine is really just the tools the developer has to make their game, sure, but it's obvious going back to even Unreal Engine 3 with Legendary Edition. You can say what you will about the animation quality or about the games, but that engine, at least in my opinion, still holds up pretty well. I just don't think Frostbite is the right engine for Mass Effect, or even for BioWare. BioWare said as early as 2019 that Frostbite's complexity led to a lot of development issues with Anthem. Now with Legendary Edition under their belt, I think Unreal Engine is probably the best way forward for the next Mass Effect, at least in my opinion. And as I will again quote Jeff Grubb in a bit, with Dragon Age 4 being BioWare's next major title, the next Mass Effect is probably still years away. And with Unreal Engine 5 just getting out to developers and not even in its full release yet, I think it would make sense for the studio to be thinking ahead to maintain relevance on a technical level at the very least. BioWare is currently working on Dragon Age 4. That game is still on track for a 2023 release according to my sources, and that will likely mean we wouldn't see Mass Effect 5 until at least 2025. And even in that optimistic scenario, Frostbite could look creaky and ancient compared to something like Unreal Engine 5. The reality is that BioWare is researching all kinds of cutting-edge graphical and technical features that it could implement into Mass Effect 5, and it could easily end up in a situation where the only real viable and cost-efficient way of accomplishing that is by by going with Unreal, but at the very least, BioWare wants to maintain technical parity with the industry, so it's going to familiarize itself with Unreal even if they end up sticking with Frostbite in the end. And I want to say again that it's not going to be the cure-all and it's not going to automatically make the next game good, though I definitely would be more optimistic about the next Mass Effect on Unreal Engine. It would allow BioWare to stay on par with other studios while also just being a bit more reliable in the creation of the kind of game that they want to make in the next Mass Effect. And we keep talking about Fallen Order in terms of how it opened up EA's eyes to a realm of games that they never thought were possible. Single-player games. Who knew? But Fallen Order being successful with the use of Unreal Engine 2 seems to have opened up EA in that sense as well to the idea of letting teams use Unreal Engine if they feel it's the best way to make their game. And at least to me and a lot of other people, it's very clear. BioWare needs to nail the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect games in order to maintain any level of credibility or goodwill that they may have acquired from remastering the trilogy. It's as simple as that, and time will tell if they can step up to the plate. And that's 2 baseball references in one video. What the fuck? Regardless, my point here is that I think they should go with Unreal Engine. It would assuage a lot of my concerns with the next Mass Effect game, but that's just me. And really, what I want to know is what you think. Do you think Unreal Engine is the way to go? If not, why? If yes, why? Let me know down below. And of course, thumbs up the video if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe for more content like this, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Those links are down below. Either way, I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching, and I love you all. Maybe.